No deal done yet. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Erpine of AllBengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk at Paul Brown Stadium, where it's rainy and, well, I don't want to mess up my hair. So guess what? We're under some cover here in the visiting tunnel at Paul Brown Stadium, where the Bengals, well, hosting Lyle Collins today. And you're going to hear from Frank Pollack, Ted Karras, I almost said Ted Karras, and Alex Cappa, the newest members of the Bengals offensive line. You also hear a clip from Zach Taylor as well. But we got to start with Lyle Collins, right? Everybody wants to hear about Lyle Collins. Well, yes, visiting the Bengals, can confirm that. Also can confirm as of now, as of 3:16 Eastern time, nothing is done. Here's what Frank Pollack had to say about potentially reuniting with a guy like Lyle Collins, who he coached in Dallas for 3 seasons.
I had a great relationship with LC, love him to death. He definitely fits the mold of a glass eater. Just watch his tape. That's clearly evident. He is nasty, and he was a lot of fun to coach. And then, so we'll see where all that stuff.
Once we have more on Collins, obviously, we will have it for you here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. We'll fill in the cracks at allbengals.com with the latest updates that we can get to you quicker, because it's quick articles, quick news updates versus right here in video form on All Bengals or on Cincinnati Bengals Talk, excuse me. So that's the other spot to go if you're looking for news. But there's plenty of news today, starting with, well, Trey Hopkins. The Bengals released the veteran center. We've talked about this for weeks now, really since the Combine, when it was brought to our attention that was probably going to happen. Could they bring him back? I don't think the door is necessarily closed on that. I don't think they're ready to do that. And if you're Trey, you're probably not ready to come back at a lesser amount either. So Trey Hopkins out, Ted Karras and Alex Cappa in. Both have officially signed their contracts, both excited to be in Cincinnati. Here's a few clips of the best of what they had to say to us in their introductory press conference.
Well, I think I'm a vocal guy. I understand, will understand this offense. I love learning a new language. It's going to be a new challenge, a fun challenge coming up here. For my third offense that I've learned in the National Football League. But, center is a very unique position. Obviously, you have to handle the ball and block your guy. And very excited for the challenge that it poses this upcoming season.
I don't know. I don't really overthink it. I just someone described it to me as like, and this is how I feel also, that when you're out there playing O-line, there's no one coming to get you, and so you got to figure out a way to get it done and kind of deal with the consequences after, I guess, sometimes. Well, I wasn't aware at the time that it was broken, but I thought I just got rolled up on my ankle, and I went in at halftime to get it taped. Everyone's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." I mean, I don't know, my ankle's taped now, so I think I'm good. And I went out there and I was not good. So I gave it the best shot, but I didn't get it done.
Well, this is a performance-based league, and obviously this is a great opportunity that I jumped on right away to help a team that obviously has had some success. But like you said, expectations need to be higher at this position. So, going to work our hardest to get the job done and hopefully might make life easy for our QB.
I think you just want to go to a team that's going to be competitive and going to be good, and I think we see that here. It's a very talented team, so we're excited to get to work, and obviously Joe's a big part of that.
Well, I think that you want to make a good first impression. I thought we had a great time at dinner, talked a little ball, talked just about life, and, looking forward to continuing that relationship. My favorite part of being on the team is being on the team, being to know the guys and the relationships that you build, and everyone has a singular goal, which is rare in any industry. So it's very unique and, my favorite part of playing football.
The Bengals plan on using Ted Karras strictly as a center. Obviously, that can change. He has position flexibility and versatility at both guard spots, and that's the beauty of adding a guy like that. And then you got a guy in Alex Cappa who's ascending, like I've said, and I keep my hands done that all week, right? It's gone on up, because that's what's certainly how the Bengals view Cappa, is a guy who is ascending, a guy who is in his prime, is entering his prime, and can play even better than he's played. But one thing that stood out to me about what Frank Pollack said about both guys is they were looking for guys that would thrive in drop-back passing situations. If you remember the Super Bowl or any of the playoff games or really most of the regular season, Joe Burrow wasn't able to do any 5-step drops. Very rarely was that the case. A lot of times 3-step drops, and in the Super Bowl there was 0 3-step drops. He didn't have time on most instances to do such things. So they need to get better at pass protecting, keeping Joe Burrow upright, and they believe these two guys are certainly going to help. Cappa will play right guard, and Karras will play center. Here's what Frank Pollack had to say about his 2 new glass eaters.
Their physical play, and then being in a heavy drop back system for both those guys, and the production that they showed on tape, and those are the things that jumped out at me on tape for sure. Great awareness. It jumps out on tape that they love ball. I mean, Karras is the son of a coach. He's got a pretty famous great uncle, you know. So, yeah, I mean, you can just see it in their play. I mean, they're already hitting me up for playbook and scheme. I was talking a little protection this morning with Cappa last night, or on the phone actually. When I know we got Karras, he's already hit me up and about terminology and what's your tenets in the room. How do you like? What's your philosophy? And I mean, they're all in. It's exciting to see players that love ball like that. Well, I was on the road working out some draft guy stuff, but I was extremely excited. I mean, they were really, really high on our go after list, and I was excited to see that we were able to get that done and get it done so quickly. You know, which is another thing. It's kind of like my wife would probably smack me by saying this, but it's almost like, you know, the expectant father pacing the hallway. You know, and the wife's going to deliver a kid. It's like we're going to get a couple new guys. I'm excited. You know, I can't wait to come here. You know, but it's good to get that done and over with, and not have that linger on. You know, for that long process. So that was exciting for me.
Frank Pollack also said that they're not done. And I think that's a big part of this is the plan is still unfolding. Whether it's Lyle Collins, whether it's someone else, they're certainly looking to upgrade and continue to add key pieces on offense, on this offensive line to protect Joe Burrow, to open up running lanes for Joe Mixon. And so let's be honest here. We're waiting. We're all waiting. I'm waiting here at Paul Brown Stadium. I know you're waiting at home. Here's what I know is we're going to give you the latest. If Lyle Collins signs a 50-year deal, if he signs a 2-year deal, if he leaves, whatever it is, we're going to have the latest for you right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk and obviously allbengals.com as well. So those were some clips. I hope you enjoyed them. Will we have more news? Maybe. And when we do, we'll be right back here for you on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So for our channel coordinator, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapine signing off for now right here at Paul Brown Stadium.